The Montgomery Rehabilitation and Health Center marching in front of you right now with staff and crew.
Montgomery is one of our sponsors of our parade, so thank you so much to Montgomery for being a great sponsor of our parade.
And here comes the Mount Tom Lodge of Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons. Their second year marching in the parade, founded back in 1850, the same day that Holyoke became an independent town. That's March 14th, 1850. And this is the Jericho float in marchers, as a matter of fact, right here. You are watching the Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade. We're just going to take a quick pause right now for one of our sponsors, People's Bank.
When it comes to choosing a bank, you want more than just some bank. You want to deposit a check in my PJ's bank. And I never knew a mortgage could be this easy bank. A forward-thinking, saves-me-time business bank. And always finding better ways for me to bank. A one less thing to worry about, more time for blowing bubbles, make my life easier bank. Yeah, you want more than just some bank. You want People's Bank.
And here comes the St. Peter's Drum Corps from Torrington, Connecticut, presented by Holyoke Medical Center. Directed by Peter Andrews. Let's listen in.
Center and Valley Health System marching units. They originally formed as a small community hospital in 1893. Now they have over 1,500 employees and medical staff of nearly 400 providers.
Resplendent with their green and white umbrellas.
Holyoke Health Center, led by its president and CEO, Spiros Hadris. He's been a tremendous advocate for the hospital in our community, and each and every year they always put on a spectacular show, whether it's umbrellas or some other ornament, but they just do a wonderful job, and it's a spectacular sight to see coming down the streets.
Spirited group.
Yeah, you gotta love seeing how happy everyone is, not only on the side of the parade watching it, the spectators, but also the people marching in the parade. You just see huge smiles across everyone's faces.
You can't help but smile. You just feed off the energy of the spectators, and it's really such a fun experience. Marching along with the Holyoke Health Center, we also have folks from the V&A Hospice, Life Care, and River Valley Counseling Center here in Holyoke.
And this is the Casson Academy of Irish Dance, located in West Springfield.
And it looks like they're going to do a little performance for us. Here we go.
Cassie McCarthy is a former 8-time national qualifier and 6-time world qualifier in Irish dance.
How great do they look?
I have to say, that can't be easy.
No. But I suppose you better keep moving in this cold weather,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Students compete in regional, national, and international competitions, as well as performing with the Chieftains and Fusion Fighters of Scotland.
How fun.
They really take up the whole street. Good for them. That's great.
You're right. It would be a good way to stay warm today.
Yeah.
They don't want to stop dancing.
No, they don't.
Here comes our Ancient Order of Hibernians Man of the Year, J.D. Watson. Tell us about that, Andy.
Well, first we have right here, I saw there a lady, LAOH, Woman of the Year was Kim Gon and her family marching. The AOH, the Ancient Order of Hibernians, are a wonderful organization that help to keep the Irish traditions alive in Western Massachusetts. They just do such wonderful things in our community, raising money for charitable organizations and scholarships. And we, proud to recognize their Man of the Year, J.D. Watson, who's done so much for the Hibernians, as well as Kim Gon, who is the Woman of the Year as well. So thank you to the AOH for your continued support.
And Hibernians are a voice for Ireland. They address immigration issues and continue to support Ireland's traditions, culture, and history. A large marching unit.
They do. They take up a great contingent of our parade, and they certainly, as you mentioned, Rich, help to keep the Irish traditions alive. And here they are with their Celtic Cross float, which has won an award as well. The third, they have won third in their religious theme. So congratulations to the AOH on this beautiful float.
That's spectacular.
You have to think about how much time really goes into creating these floats and then perfecting them, making sure they can, have movement, turning like that. It has to take a lot of time.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're very lucky. We have over 20 floats in our parade this year, so it's really fantastic. Here we are with another float. In the AOH, they always march with this beautiful big Irish flag. Members of the AOH and the LAOH helping to carry that flag.
And right behind them, we have the AOH Float Irish Dancing and Culture. They won the third prize for Irish theme.
They have a much smaller dance floor than our previous Irish dancers.
But they look just as good.
They do. Sound wonderful.
Now, do they have taps or anything at the bottom of their shoes?
I believe it's called hard soles, I believe. So kind of like, but it's a very hard, thick sole so to make that sound.
This is also the 24th consecutive year of being in the Holyoke Parade for them. They've also participated in the South Boston Parade, the Cape Cod St. Patrick's Parade, and many others.
And here come our Caballos de Paso gaited horses, presented in loving memory of Brian Callahan, Maura Murphy, and Heather McMahon. They have participated in over 500 parades and events in New England, National Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York as well. They are considered the smoothest riding horses in the world. Now we'd like to take a quick little break and get a word from our sponsor, Swift River.
Addiction recovery is possible. Swift River is a Western Massachusetts campus for substance abuse and mental health treatment, using clinical modalities blended with outdoor adventure therapy, fostering wellness for all clients served. A caring team of treatment specialists is available 24/7 to help start the path to drug and alcohol addiction recovery. Information available at 888-216-4032 or at swiftriver.com.
You're watching the Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade for 2019. I'm Rich Tedimer.
And I'm Tamara Sakarzik. We're also joined by Haley Dunn, who is kind of our in-house expert today.
Happy to be here with you guys. Thank you.
She's part of the St. Patrick's Committee and has really, this parade has been a huge part of her life for years and years now. So we are starting off with Division C with military, the American Red Cross, and the Salvation Army, sponsored by Dowd Insurance Agencies.
And you're looking at, about to see anyway, the Sailing Masters of 1812 Fife and Drum Corps from Essex, Connecticut, and they're presented by U.S. Congressman Richard Neal. Yet another Fife and Drum Corps, Haley.
Absolutely. You know, marching bands are come in all different shapes and sizes and sounds, and you know, we're very excited to have a number of Fife and Drum Corps bands in our parade this year.
Drum Major Vicky Morelli is leading the way with 12 participants. They wear a replica of a third officer on board the War of 1812, on board ship of 1812, and was organized back in 1964.
That there is a missing child that is currently with the police on Washington Ave here in Holyoke. So there's a missing child that is safely with the police. So they're on Washington Ave. So if that is your family member, please go to Washington Ave.
And these are folks from the Holyoke Soldiers Home. And the superintendent there, Bennett Walsh. The Soldiers Home is a multifaceted healthcare facility available to eligible veterans in the Commonwealth, providing healthcare services for over 65 years. As you can see, their motto, care with honor and dignity.
We're very lucky to have the Holyoke Soldiers Home and their organization, the Friends of the Soldiers Home, here in our city. They do so many wonderful things for the care of our soldiers and our veterans. And if you ever get a chance an opportunity to go visit the Soldiers Home, I highly recommend it. It's a wonderful place. They do such wonderful things, and so thank you to them.
And right behind them, we have American Legion Charles Kennedy Post 275 out of Chicopee. There we have some marchers and also some motorcycles that we just saw go by. There they are.
We are, as we said before, located on Northampton Street, so we're right near the very start of the parade, and actually the viewing area begins, or the staging area anyway, begins at the Kmart Plaza on Northampton Street, and it goes down Northampton Street, takes it right on Beach Street, heads down to Appleton Street, takes it right there, and then headed right on down to Main Street, eventually ending in Holyoke. It's 2.65 miles, the parade route length, and it takes about 3 hours to complete that parade.
If you take a look at the roadway itself, you can see that the shamrocks that were painted there last week, always looking good.
Absolutely. Our thanks again to our friends at the Department of Public Works that paint the shamrocks on the streets and help to decorate the streets each and every year.
Here come the Boudinquiniers, the American Legion 351. They represent the Boudinquiniers, the 65th Infantry Regiment, a segregated Puerto Rican regiment of the United States Army. This regiment participated in World War I, World War II, and the Korean War. And those motorcycles are a mix of Yamahas, Honda Trikes, Harleys, and Slingshot.
Looks like a Batmobile.
That does look like a Batmobile.
That is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
And it looks like we have the Military Order of the Purple Heart, Western Massachusetts, Chapter 875. This is comprised of men and women who have received the Purple Heart, which means that they were wounded in battle.
The senior member is Phil Gerard of Springfield. He was wounded twice back in 1945, serving with the U.S. Army's 43rd Infantry Division, and he is riding in the parade today. Mr. Gerard, thank you for your service, and to all the people who have won Purple Hearts, have been awarded Purple Hearts, that are marching today in this parade.
And if you ever go to those Purple Heart ceremonies, they really are so special and so meaningful to not only the combat veterans, but to their family members and even just everyday citizens who show up to say their thanks.
I think as part of the Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade, I think it's important that we recognize all of our veterans and our service organizations, and so that's why we have a dedicated contingent just for the veterans and our service members.
And some excited children joining them on that float, or in the truck, I should say. So this contingent also has the Disabled American Veterans, number 68, and Disabled American Veterans, number 625, as well as Veterans of Foreign Wars. That's George Clark Post, number 801, out of Holyoke.
I know all the little kids along the parade route and big kids themselves enjoy seeing all the different types of vehicles, whether it's the motorcycles, the slingshot, or even the certainly the military, the trucks from the military. They're a sight to see.
Our veterans getting a round of applause from the crowd here. Doesn't happen every year, but it's special, and today is March 17th.
It is. So historically, our parade is always the Sunday after St. Patrick's Day. So, of course, coincidentally, this year does fall on St. Patrick's Day. So late next year, it'll be a week later.
Haley, do you know when the last time it fell on St. Patrick's Day was?
Oh, goodness. I don't. It's probably been a good number of years, though.
Yeah.
But it's special when it can happen.
And driving by right now is the Western Mass Veterans Service Officer Association.
And with the Vet Center, which is a really important organization that helps to care for our veterans and provide a number of different services, and this mobile unit goes around to our communities to help give them those provided services. There's much needed.
This is the same van that actually sets up in front of or inside of the Big E every single year. And then they just ask veterans to, come on over if they need any type of service. And you see the veterans really being given the chance to get the type of services that they need because of this mobile veterans van.
That's great.
You're seeing some shots there of the American Red Cross of Western Massachusetts with Executive Director Jen Garuti and Disaster Program Manager Mary Nathan. 25 volunteers from the Disaster Action Team carrying the banner today. Of course, we all know the great work the American Red Cross provides, not only here in Western Massachusetts, but around the country.
That's right. I think a lot of people forget that, of course, if there's a house fire or some type of tragedy in Western Massachusetts, that these are the people who volunteer their time to deploy, but also we are talking about hurricanes, tornadoes, anywhere in the country. These people drop everything and just go to where they're needed.
Absolutely, and also to donate blood too. That's also an important thing that's always needed, and so the American Red Cross.
Unfortunately, they've been helping out a lot this year nationally, as well as you mentioned, with the certain natural disasters that we've had, whether it was the hurricanes or the wildfires in California, most recently the tornadoes in Alabama. They do such a great job. This is the Salvation Army Holyoke Corps, I believe, and also the Great American Marching Band that you're listening to right here, presented by D.A. Anthony Gallooni, with co-directors Andrew Verrocchi and Peter DeRocco.
The Great American Marching Band is a group of musicians that are mostly veterans of the United States military and the Massachusetts National Guard. So again, thank you for your service and providing for wonderful entertainment here today.
Okay, just a few days ago, we spoke with Karen Casey from the Westfield Parade Committee about their annual participation in the parade.
We are excited to participate each year in the St. Patrick's Day Parade because of the large Irish community in Westfield. We are the Sons of Erin in Westfield, which is a wonderful Irish club, and we have over 1,000 members. We have high school bands, the city officials, and our beautiful Colleen, and our award-winning float every year.
All right, and we're coming back to you with Division D, which is Westfield, Blandford, and Southwick. The sponsor for this division is the Fershon Adams Funeral Service.
Yeah, the city of Westfield and also Blandford and Southwick making up this division. The American Legion Post 124 Color Guard of motorcycles right there. They were established back in July of 1919. It's the third largest post in the state, celebrating their 100th birthday this year, with celebrations just ahead in March and July. Post 124 works with the community by providing scholarships and maintaining the traditions and values of the military, and they sponsor and assist many community programs and events. And there you can see the Westfield Parade Marshal himself. That's Bo Sullivan, marching with his family, his wife Chris, and children Shannon and Leanne, and his parents Dick and Edie Sullivan as well. The Sullivans, of course, a prominent family in the city of Westfield, and there's Bo, first time as the parade marshal.
Congratulations to Bo and his family. He's done such great things for the city of Westfield, and his family certainly have such a storied history, and congratulations to Bo. I know he'll have a fantastic day today.
And I believe right behind Bo we have the winner of the Thomas M. Kane Irish Man of the Year Award, which is James Root. He is driving inside of the car that you just saw. He's a lifelong resident of Westfield, has a grandson of Irish immigrants. He's a grandson of Irish immigrants, rather.
And next we'll go to Barry Krieger, who is live with the mayor of Westfield, Brian Sullivan.
That's right. This is Brian Sullivan. Your Honor, we have to keep walking because I've been getting in trouble not holding up the parade.
That's all right. We'll keep things moving, Barry.
So this, I guess, is your last parade as mayor.
This is, and what a sunny day, and we're leading it right today.
I want to ask you this. You've been through, I don't know, maybe 20 parades as a city councilor and as mayor of Westfield.
Exactly.
Is this the best one so far?
They're all the best. This is the best this year, and I love doing this, and you're going to see a great group of people behind me. Westfield High School band's there, the Sons of Aaron, and a whole lot of people from Westfield. So
that was a pure political answer.
Politics is in my blood, Barry. That's what it is.
So is this the end of the Sullivan family dynasty? Of the some mayors?
There's more to come.
More to come.
More to come.
We have his bows ahead of us just a little bit. So.
Yeah, and we got the nephews and nieces going now too. So you never know, Barry.
The Sullivans keep on ticking. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
It's been good to us. Thank you, Barry. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mike.
All right, and as you can see right there, Westfield is celebrating their 350th birthday. So they're holding their celebration banner to show that.
Yes, that's coming up, as a matter of fact, in May. Harry Rock leading that contingent of the birthday, the 350th celebration of Westfield. That is happening on May 19th, by the way. You've already seen the large birthday cake that's been on the Park Square Green. We have it a lot of times in our Westfield Skycam shots, and the big birthday parade coming up on May 19th. And as I said, Harry Rock is leading the charge now. That should be a lot of fun coming up in May in the city of Westfield.
And check out this band. This is the Westfield High School Band. 110 marchers.
Wow. They are directed by Patrick Kennedy and presented by R. Levesque Associates. The band is also inviting all Westfield High alumni band members to come back and join them for the 350th anniversary parade on May 19th. Let's listen in. Westfield High School Marching Band. Sounds great. Did we see the Billy Buzzy St. Pat on the Back award winner?
Good
Was
timing.
she there?
Here we are with our Sons of Aaron, which is leading off their contingent with, I think, many of these awards. The Sons of Aaron, located in Westfield, do such wonderful things to help promote the Irish traditions in Western Massachusetts. They always have a great marching contingent in our parade, including many of their award winners.
Sons of Aaron have been around since 1979, so they're celebrating their 40th birthday now with over 1,000 members.
They don't even need the spectators. They're already clapping.
They don't. Sons of Aaron Women's Auxiliary Marching Unit. Marching is their president, Beth Burns.
Oh, look at the
Wow.
float, the
Oh
Colleen
my
float.
goodness. And what a float it is. They are the first prize winners of the open theme category. So their float, Tell Me a Story. And Rich and Tammy had an opportunity to visit this float earlier this morning, and you're going to see Harry Potter on there. You see a wizard. I mean, it's tremendous.
That's really cool.
It really, all these storybook characters, and I tell you, each and every year, the folks that build these floats, they knock it out of the park. It's so much work and dedication that goes into these floats, and you got to give them a round of applause. I mean, these are spectacular.
And you can clearly see the Harry Potter theme they have going on. So this year's float continues in this goal with a children's fantasy theme. So you see the giant wizard hovering over the book of fairy tales, and a lot of recognizable characters on that float. That was incredible.
That was. Colleen was Hannah Jury. She's a senior at Westfield High, and of course her court as well. Congratulations to the Westfield Colleen float for the winners, the first prize of the open theme. That was a spectacular float. And now, presented by Stop and Shop, it's the Skyliners Drum and Bugle Corps from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Playing Danny Boy. It's not Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade without Danny Boy at least once, maybe 50 other times.
Probably.
But it never gets old. It's a beautiful song, and it just says St. Patrick's Parade.
And that group is very talented. They have won every major title available to them, including in 2018 the Drum Corps Associates Class A finalists. So congratulations to them. They are an incredible band.
We saw quick shots of the Westfield Police and Fire Departments walking through with their deputies and captains, and thank you very much for their participation as well. Right now it's the Franklin Tech Drum Corps Band from Montague, Massachusetts, presented by U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren.
Today they're actually performing in front of their largest audience, and let's take a listen in because I have a feeling they're doing a great job at it.
And here comes the marching contingent from St. Mary's Parish School, led by Principal Matt Collins and the faculty and students of St. Mary's.
You can hear the spectators yelling St. Mary's on the sidelines.
Go Saints, go.
And how appropriate wearing the green shirts. It's great.
And right behind them we have the Southwick Fire Department. Deputy Rich Stefanowitz riding in the car along with other department members. Southwick is actually celebrating its 250th anniversary this year.
And the town of Blandford represented here as well. Here come the Blandford officials and the fire truck. It's the first time they're marching in the parade. The Board of Selectmen is marching along with the town treasurer and tax collector, the police chief, the fire chief, and volunteer firefighters and town administrator as well. This is a small town, of course, roughly 1,250 residents, and they first settled there back in 1735. Which brings us to the end of one division and the start of another as we say goodbye to the Blandford fire truck and move along to Division E, which is Agawam, and division sponsor is JR Sweeping Services.
I'd just like to take a moment, although the parade is here in Holyoke, it's really a region-wide parade where we recognize and honor all of our surrounding communities that helped to put this parade down the street. So many thanks to our regional committees who really helped to keep the traditions of the Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade alive.
You know, Haley, you're from Holyoke. Mm-hmm. I'm from East Long Meadow. Rich is from Westfield, and basically every community in Western Massachusetts in some way, shape, or form is represented in this annual parade.
They are. It's a great tribute. Again, it's a homecoming for all of Western Massachusetts, not just Holyoke.
As I said, we're about to start Agawam here, and let's go right back down to Barry Krieger, who's with the Agawam Parade Marshal, Mary Jo Safford.
Mary Jo, You've been working with the Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade for a long time.
10 years.
10 years. So this is
Actually, Agawam, for the Agawam Parade.
for the Agawam
Yes.
Parade, of course. And but this is your first time as the Agawam Parade Marshal.
Oh, it is. It is. I'm wildly proud.
Who's marching with you today?
I have my wonderful group of Dan Kane singers right in back of me. They're part of my singing ensemble.
Hey, they're cheering you on now too.
Yeah.
So I understand that you're part of the Dan Kane Singers, or you have been. What do we call it? These are the Pearls?
The Pearls. The Pearls.
Do you perform?
Yes, we do. We do. As often as we can.
Okay.
For just about anybody, and we love it.
Well, listen.
Would you like to hear a song now?
You know, I would, but can you do it while you're walking?
We could sing McNamara's Band. Could we sing McNamara's Band?
There could be a performance.
My name is McNamara. I'm the leader of the band.
Keep walking.
Although we're few in number, we're the finest in the land. We play at wakes and weddings and at every fancy ball. And when we play at funerals, we play the March of Saul. The drums go back to the
A live performance for you.
A little impromptu performances, right?
You never know what you're going to get in the streets of Holyoke. And
Very nice.
that was wonderful. Congratulations, Mary Jo.
And the Dan Kane Singers, and Haley's mom's part of that contingent.
My mom and Mary Jo are very good friends. My mom sings with her as part of the Pearls, and she was singing right along to McNamara's band. So looking good, Sue Fair.
This is the Agawam Colleen, Faith and Knowledge. Bailey Thomas is the Colleen, and her court right here. They won first prize in the religious theme for this float.
Again, another beautiful float dedicated to the Book of Kells. I mean, this is just spectacular. I mean, again, so much hard work and dedication goes into building these floats, and the Colleen and her court look just beautiful riding atop of that float.
Agawam celebrated their 19th year participating in the parade, proud to have received first place in 3 of the past 4 years. This theme reflects the faith of the Irish people, showcased by the creation and safeguarding of the Book of Kells, and includes the New Testament Gospels and lavish illustration in vibrant colors.
That is a spectacular float.
It really is. Here's Bill Sapelli, the mayor of Agawam.
We also have some city officials right behind him with the city council.
I think in the midst of the entertainment provided by the Pearls, we had the Ann Sullivan Award recipient Linda Wojcik walk by, as well as the Citizenship Award recipient David DiMatteo. So congratulations to them on their well-earned awards.
And now we're making way for Agawam High School.
The Marching Mohawks from Agawam High, presented by the Holyoke Credit Union.
Cheerleaders. They have a 20-member cheerleading squad, and they've been marching in this parade for the past 3 years.
I don't want to toot our own horn here, but when we take the music up loud, it is perfect. It really sounds good.
It does.
It's like you're part of the band for a moment.
Yeah, you feel like you're right on the
really
sidelines.
Cool. Very great shots by our whole staff here, and audio as well. Video and audio working hand in hand today to bring you today's parade.
And we have the Agawam Fire Department. You can see them running over to their friends and fans on the sides of the road.
Chief Alan Soroy is marching with the men and women of the fire department, protecting over 30,000 residents and visitors. The department is an all-hazards organization with paramedic-level emergency and medical services, fire suppression, hazardous materials, and technical rescue capabilities. And they're followed up with the Agawam Police Department as well, with Police Chief Eric Gillis. That's his second year of marching.
And this is the Agawam Senior Citizens Bus. They've been marching 14 years in this parade. And ahead of them should have been the Agawam Shane Foundation. They were founded in 2014, and their mission is to educate all persons and age levels about substance abuse.
Next up is the Worcester Kilty Band, presented by Suez.
There's a little fan right there, looking great.
Oh.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to you, buddy.
Tell us about the Worcester Kilty Band.
Oh, they're a great organization. They're obviously hailing from Worcester, and you know, they're a traditional Kilty band that plays all over, and you know, it's synonymous with St. Patrick's Day is these marchers, and we thank them for coming out farther west to join us at our parade.
A little cool for a kilt today. We appreciate
so.
your perseverance.
Yes.
Hopefully they have some foot warmers at the bottom of their shoes.
I will say, it's not easy playing those bagpipes. My husband tried it. My uncle used to play it, so my husband tried it, and it takes a lot of effort to blow through those. So give them a lot of credit for marching and playing at the same time.
You can only imagine. And as they leave us, we
Here
say
comes
hello
Chicopee.
to a new division. Chicopee is sponsored by Mercedes-Benz of Springfield. And you can see them holding that Chicopee banner.
Can't miss that banner.
I can't imagine bagpipes are that easy when it's this cold outside.
Oh, right?
Can't.
Yeah, the Chicopee Marshals are Jack and Eileen Kelly, married for 48 years. Jack is a Navy veteran and recently retired from the Postal Service, former president of the Chicopee Committee, and a Woods Award recipient back in 2011. Eileen is a former teacher at Holy Name Elementary School and has coordinated the calling contest for 17 years, and she's a former Atkinson Award recipient.
And Haley, their family has been very involved.
They have. Their family's been involved with the Chicopee and the Holyoke Parade Committee for quite many years. Eileen's father was a parade marshal in 1981, and her brother, Brian Corden, was the Chicopee Marshal in 1994 and our Grand Marshal of the St. Patrick's Parade in 2013. And Brian Corden's a very good friend of our parade, and I mean, congratulations to them and their family.
And coming up next, after we saw the past parade marshals from Chicopee, is the Chicopee High School Band. That's presented by State Treasurer Deb Goldberg, directed by Allison Ingram, and they will play When Irish Eyes Are Smiling. Here come the Pacers and the Chicopee High School Band. Let's listen in. Chicopee High School band marches on, and don't forget that this is also being streamed live on our website at wwlp.com. Here comes the Jack Woods Award winner. That's Michelle Liswell Zimick. This award honors the late Jack Woods, the founding member of the Chicopee Parade Committee. She's marching with her husband John and daughter Brianna.
And we also have Daniel Masha, the Atkinson Award winner, which honors the late George and Buddy Atkinson, who were founding members of the committee.
Congratulations to them, and just ahead of them was the president of the Chicopee Parade Committee, Mary O'Brien Rodowitz, who's been a member of the committee since 2008. And so congratulations to her and her committee for putting on a spectacular contingent in our parade.
The Bill Mira Award winners are Michael Croto and Matthew Turgeon. This award honors members of the community who have performed an act of selfless courage, bravery, or heroism. And what these guys have done is totally incredible.
Oh yes, Michael and Matthew were honored for pulling a father and son from freezing cold waters of a pond in East Hampton. This happened last year, and thanks to their quick actions, they were able to save the lives of the victims. So a big thank you to them for their courageous act.
Both are graduates of Chicopee Comp. Chicopee firefighters and EMTs both recently awarded the citation for meritorious conduct at the 29th Annual Firefighter of the Year Awards in Massachusetts. That ceremony for their heroism. Way to go, Michael and Matthew.
And you're now looking at the Chicopee Colleen Float, which is all about the Chicopee first responders. That is a theme. They actually won first place for the best Colleen float, and you can see why. This is just gorgeous, and it's obviously representing a very good cause as well. It's representing first responders.
Chicopee Colleen is Madison Hartling. She's an 18-year-old senior at Chicopee High School along with her court, and that is presented by Polish National Credit Union and Westfield Bank. And now here comes Barry Krieger with the mayor of Chicopee, Richard Koss.
Mayor Richard Koss. We are with Mayor Richard Koss, Chicopee Mayor Richard Koss, for the second time, your second last Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade, because this is you're not running for re-election.
No, I'm not.
Now, we did hear that once before, and you sat it out for a little while, and then you didn't like what was going on at Chicopee. You came back, and you got things right.
We did.
You think everything's running smoothly enough?
Well, we did. We got everything in place. We show how working together to make a difference, and very proud of that. Very thankful that the voters were so supportive all these times. It's been 7 elections, and I'm very honored by that. Time now to go back to my law practice, spend some time with my wife, Gina, and a few other things.
I'm sure she's going to love that. But we never say never, do we now?
No, we don't. We don't. Someone told me you have to leave twice to come back a third time.
That'd be great. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Barry Krieger with Mayor Richard Koss, the mayor of Chicopee. And also, as you can see, the Chicopee Police Department getting ready to go as well, with Chief William Jebb leading the way. They've been marching in the parade for the past 25 years.
And right ahead of them was the Chicopee City Council and other elected officials. And here's the police department. And you can see people, running over to them to say thank you for your service, keeping us safe on a daily basis.
Hi guys, how are you?
They're excited.
We often talk about Chicopee Police Officer Mike Wilk. I wonder if he's part of this contingent somewhere here.
I think I saw him in the cruiser.
There you go.
But I wasn't 100% sure. I'm sure he's somewhere there.
We wish him a happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you to all the Chicopee police members. We appreciate your service as well. Now, This is the Chicopee Comp High School Marching Band, presented by Representative Joe Wagner and directed by David Kerr. Let's listen in to the Chicopee Comp Colts play one of their songs.
Attractive group of people.
They look familiar.
And who, of course, is leading the way but Cy Becker. Here comes the 22 News marching contingent, about half its size because the rest of us were actually working on the parade.
I see Nick Bannon.
There's Cy Becker and Nick Oresco and
Mike Mascandrelli, Adam Strumko. We got them all. Ciara.
The marshal of the 22 contingent, Cy Becker.
Yeah. And you know, this is something that, Rich, we can say as a station, we really look forward to every year. Just look at how much fun they're having out there. Don't forget about us, guys.
And I would like to take a moment from the parade committee to extend a thank you to 22 News, WWLP, and CW Springfield for helping to put on this wonderful production of our annual St. Patrick's Parade and for live streaming it on your website. So thank you very much for this partnership.
Barry can't help himself to actually join the contingent as it marches down Northampton Street.
I'll say Barry just blended himself in right there.
He's got to come back to work, though.
Good to see everyone out there, and they're getting a large round of applause right here, which is very nice. We really appreciate your support, and it's always something we look forward to.
And right behind them, we have the Chicopee Fire Department Marching Unit. The department formed in the mid-1800s and was comprised of volunteers using a bucket brigade operation for fire suppression, now a career department, and they have 140 members.
They have quite a boisterous crew on board as well. So yeah, 1929 fire truck and hose wagon. That is an antique pumper from 1929 that also includes Sparky the fire dog. And here come the 140 members of the Chicopee Fire Department.
They look great with all their green carnations. They're all decked out and for the St. Patrick's Day holiday. And even a green mustache or two.
Hopefully that's not permanent. Another great thing about this parade is, you know, getting to say thank you to all of our firefighters and police officers out there. This is one of the few times that they really get to see everyone from Western Massachusetts.
Getting the crowd all.
Getting everyone riled up.
And there's that 1929
that is pretty cool.
Fire truck and hose wagon.
And we see another colorful band right behind them. This is the Polish-American String Band. They're also from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, presented by Swift River. Captain Nick Magenta, they have 25 plus musicians, and they were the winners of 11 first prizes. They also finished in the top 10 77 times out of the 85-year history in the annual Philadelphia Mummers Parade. So a very talented group.
Those costumes are impressive. They change every year. That's like a regular theme, is that they constantly change. So it's pretty amazing that they are so spectacular and so colorful, and they're able to make them look different every year.
They do. Can never have.
They really are so much fun to watch, and we're going to step aside for a quick word from one of our sponsors, Reedy Heating and Cooling.
This March is a perfect time to get new Carrier air conditioning or heating. When you call Reedy Heating and Cooling, you get the best offer we make all year. A system rebate, a utility rebate, a 10-year parts warranty, free seasonal tune-ups for 1 year, and a free Wi-Fi thermostat. This is an incredible opportunity to save thousands on new heating and cooling. It's the best offer we make all year, and it's only available in March. Turn to the experts at Reedy and save thousands right now.
We're coming back with the Moose Family Center, number 1849 Officers Marching Unit. Marching today, we have lodge members, Cub Scouts, and Boy Scouts, and they've been marching in this parade for the past 15 years.
And there you go, a very recognizable vehicle, the Oscar Wienermobile.
There we go. The Wienermobile was actually also down at the road race yesterday.
Yeah.
A lot of kids were enjoying seeing this fun vehicle.
Do they have any hot dogs in it for us?
I know, we could use a hot dog.
Really? Nice warm hot dog would be pretty good right now, as a matter of fact. You're right. But yeah, that is recognizable. And that wraps up Chicopee, as a matter of fact. So we say goodbye to the Wienermobile. We move on to Division G, which is South Hadley, Granby, East Hampton, and Southampton. The division sponsor is Beers and Story Funeral Home and also East Hampton Savings Bank. It's time to take a look at Division G. South Hadley, as we said, Granby, East Hampton, and Southampton. The South Hadley Parade Marshal, Mary and Timothy O'Brien. Current owners of the Colonel O'Brien Funeral Home in South Hadley since 2015. Longtime supporters of the town and the South Hadley Parade Committee.
And we have State Representative Dan Carey. This is his first parade marching as the state representative. He's a former East Hampton City Councilor. He's also a winner of the 2018 East Hampton's Gallagher and Walker Award and the 2015 East Hampton Marshal.
Next up is the South Hadley High School Band, presented by Commonwealth Packaging.
South Hadley is an important contingent in our parade, often referred to as Ward 8 of Holyoke. Many former Holyokers have moved over to South Hadley, and behind the marching band we also have the South Hadley High School cheerleaders, looking great as always.
And you were telling us about this float the other day. Can you talk about it, Haley?
Yeah, so we have the inclined plane. This is the South Hadley float, which indeed has also won an award, the second prize in the patriotic theme. So congratulations to South Hadley. So this float represents the invention that helped to move the barges or the boats over the rapids of the Holyoke Falls and the Connecticut River. The inclined plane is the use of the lift over the rapids, helped to move about 30 tons of goods in about 15 minutes over the biggest barrier to the river. So it was seen as an economic development for South Hadley and the region at the time. And the lift opened in 1795 as the nation's first successful navigation canal. So congratulations to South Hadley on this beautiful float and for your award.
That's impressive.
We also just saw the South Hadley Police Department along with Chief Jennifer Gunderson, as well as the Fire Department, South Hadley Fire District 1 with Chief Bob Althier, and South Hadley Fire District #1 Marching Unit. They've been marching in this parade for the past 30 plus years.
This is the Leprechaun Plunge float. How about that? We just saw that in the news last week. Presented by Leprechaun Plunge. It's the 10th anniversary of this event. It raised more than $800,000 in 9 years. Float committee members Ray Morin, Bud Latorno, and John Borowski wanted to show the joy of charitable giving and to highlight the money raised. Spectacular float indeed.
You may remember their event was just a couple weeks ago, last week, and it was frigid, cold, and rain, I believe. So got to give it up to the volunteers that do this crazy stunt year after year. But look at all that money they raised, $100,000 plus just in this year alone. So they do wonderful things for the charitable organizations in our community. So thank you to Leprechaun Plunge.
And here comes the Bondsville Fire Department and truck. Bondsville, of course, a village of Palmer. The department began back just after World War II in 1947. Bondsville was the scene of the largest fire in America in 1968 when the Boston Duck Company mill burned for days.
Looks like they have a mascot there with them.
That's got to be warm in that suit anyway.
Yeah. That person's definitely not complaining.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Again, you can see all the people in the crowd just bundled up, but they look like they're having a good time, so they can withstand the wind and the cold temperatures.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a beautiful weekend here in Holyoke. So we had the road race yesterday where we had a number of first place finishers. We had nearly 7,000 runners that ran the road race. And today we're again celebrating St. Patrick's Day and all that the fun weekend has to offer here with our parade. So a great weekend all around.
Just ahead is the Connecticut Hurricanes Drum and Bugle Corps from Seymour, Connecticut, presented by Aer Lingus and directed by Greg Sember. With 55 members, it's an all-age drum corps performance organization, and their members hail from Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, and New York. You get a chance to listen to the Connecticut Hurricanes Drum and Bugle from Seymour, Connecticut. And that was the Connecticut Hurricanes Drum and Bugle from Seymour, Connecticut. You saw a quick shot of that, the Eric Carle Museum VW bug car that was going on by. And this is the Eric Carle Museum of Picture Book Art. It's the first year in the parade. They're celebrating their 50th anniversary of the Very Hungry Caterpillar. And this year marks the 50 millionth copy sold of that book. That's amazing.
You know, this is one of those books that either you grew up reading it or you read it to your child, but this is one of those books that really gets handed down from generation to generation.
That book has been translated into 62 languages, and one book is sold every 30 seconds. That's pretty amazing.
Here we are moving into East Hampton Division, kicking off with our dancing folks and our Shamrock Award, and leading off is our parade marshal, Michael Collini. Michael was a graduate of Holyoke Catholic and Emmanuel College, worked for the Red Sox, and was proud to be a part of it as it toured out in Western Mass in 2004. He was also the 2015 Gallagher Walker Award winner.
Presented by East Hampton Savings Bank.
Here in the Hot Tamales Brass Band, many of our parade spectators look forward to this band each and every year. They hail from Cambridge, Massachusetts. They are just so much fun. There's only 9 of them, led by Mickey Bones, but they take up the whole street, and you feel like you're in New Orleans. These guys are just incredible. They've won the best brass band in our parade. They play regularly for the Red Sox, and they're just an incredible group of guys, and we look forward to having them year after year.
The Hot Tamales. It did have a New Orleans feel to it.
He did.
And we have the East Hampton Police Color Guard, I believe, walking by. Right behind them will be some of their cruisers and motorcycles.
And the mayor of East Hampton right there, Nicole LaChapelle. She is a Holyoke native, now the mayor of East Hampton. Mary Krieger gives her a hug.
And they have some police dogs there as well. Chief Robert Alberti and other marchers. This is their 16th year marching in this parade.
And the East Hampton Fire Department is just behind them. They have 20 members marching in their unit. Their fire chief, David Motter.
Just ahead of before the East Hampton Police, we had some other award winners that walked by. I think we saw them dancing, our Shamrock Award winners, the owners of Amy's Place, Amy and Megan Flora. Congratulations to them. And also the Gallagher Walker Award winner, Steve Zavizva, who is a member of the East Hampton Committee since 1990. He received the Shamrock Award in 2013. And so congratulations to all of them.
Here's some of them right there, as a matter of fact. Here comes another big float. This is the Duffy Academy of Irish Dance, the Cayley Cottage float, presented by Melnick Trucking and Duffy Academy of Irish Dance.
And congratulations to them. This float, the Cayley Cottage, is an honorable mention award, so congratulations to them. Wonderful float with lots of lively Irish dancers.
They are having a blast.
They are having a great time up there. A great shot right there, too.
It really is.
This is what it's all about.
Absolutely. They look great. This float is presented by Melnick Trucking and the Duffy Academy of Irish Dance, are located on Route 9 in Hadley.
And here come the Girl Scouts from East Hampton and Southampton. 20 Girl Scouts are marching. They've been marching in the parade for 3 years. They also march in Veterans and Memorial Day parades as well. Nice to see the Girl Scouts. You're watching the Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade. Now a word from one of our sponsors, Holyoke Medical Center.
Now we're moving right along to Division H, which is Northampton and Amherst. This is sponsored by the Ahern Funeral Home.
And that's the Northampton High School Marching Band you're looking at right there, presented by Bridget Goggins of Goggins Real Estate. The director is Paul Kingsman. And let's listen to the Northampton High School Marching Band. And that was the Northampton High School Marching Band. They have participated, by the way, in every Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade. So congratulations to the kids in the marching band. We appreciate their fine performances today.
Now we have Northampton Parade Marshal, Dr. Caitlin Shea Butler. She is a lifelong Northampton resident. She's a recipient of numerous teaching and achievements awards, including College of Engineering's Outstanding Junior Faculty Award, and has presented her research on water solutions internationally. She's marching with her husband and her children today.
There's St. Patrick. We had some other award recipients, including the James Brennan Award recipient, Lorraine Wyman. She's a dedicated community servant in Northampton, longtime member of the St. Patrick's Association, so congratulations to you, Lorraine.
By the way, St. Patrick being played by Bill Metzger today.
Each and every year. He's wonderful.
I just saw him walk by there. This is the Northampton St. Patrick's Association Committee and members.
Cute dog.
Little dog. Kind of wondering what all the fuss is about. But
yeah. Why is everyone yelling at us?
Past marshals as well marching through.
The Northampton Parade Committee is led by its president, Megan Gilboy, and we also like to acknowledge the William F. O'Connor Shawnee Award winner, Carla Torres. Congratulations.
This is the Look Park Jeep coming up here, as a matter of fact. That Jeep was used in the park from 1957 to 1986. And Smokey Bear also leading the way right there from the Department of Conservation. There's that Jeep.
And this specific car travels in various car shows and has won various awards in the shows. So now a part of the parade here.
And yet another band is coming our way. It's the Hopkins Academy Marching Band from Hadley, Massachusetts, presented by U.S. Senator Ed Markey and directed by Evan Bartlett. Represents the 4th oldest public high school in the country. Let's listen in.
Marching just there.
There he is.
Thank you, Senator. U.S. Senator Ed Markey, for marching in our parade today.
Here comes the Hampshire County Sheriff's Department, led by Sheriff Patrick Cahalane. There's Senator Ed Markey right there, saying hello to some fans, shaking hands with Barry Krieger. Once again, the Sheriff's Department, led by Sheriff Patrick Cahalane. Their mission is care and custody of individuals and to promote successful reintegration of incarcerated individuals into society while protecting society and still holding offenders at the lowest level of security consistent with public safety. The Hampshire County Sheriff's Department.
Looks like we have Smith Vocational Criminal Justice students and teachers coming by, marching in this contingent. We have both students and teachers.
Smith Vocational Agricultural High School is the oldest vocational high school in the Commonwealth and the oldest agricultural school in the country. Their float represents the horticultural and forestry technical program at Smith Vocational and Agricultural High School. As you mentioned, Tammy, here are the criminal justice students and teachers. It's the 5th year of the program and the only program of its kind in Western Massachusetts that offers students career pathways to law enforcement, law, military, security, and the students compete yearly in a Skills USA competition and competing against other high school students. 2018 marked the students participated at the national level.
And here we are with their float, and they too have won an award, second prize in the open theme, the John T. Sheehan Memorial Award, so congratulations to Smith Vocational and Agricultural High School float. This float represents their horticultural and forestry technical program. Look at that.
A lot of work with there.
Yeah, so impressive. And we're going to head back out on the streets to Barry Krieger, see what he has going on for us right now. Actually, we'll get back to Barry in just a minute. Let's keep our eyes on the parade. Coming up, we have the Amherst Fire Department marching unit and truck.
And Amherst Fire Department, led by Chief Tim Nelson. That department serves Amherst, UMass, Amherst College, Hampshire College, and Leverett, Shutesbury, and Pelham. Tim Nelson became chief after 28 years with the Holyoke Fire Department, and since then has always marched in the grandest of St. Patrick's parades.
Chief Nelson is a great supporter of our parade. He's also a former parade committee member. He's a great guy, and he does a great job leading the fire department in the town of Amherst.
Last week, we asked Carrie Sullivan from the Springfield Parade Committee why their contingent enjoys participating in this parade each year. Here's what they had to say.
We participate in the parade every year because we are a big city and we do have a very large Irish population. Not only are we proud of the Irish people who march at our contingent, but we're also very proud of all the firemen, the police officers, the elected officials, the different sports teams, champion sports teams that march with us. We're very proud of our colleens and our award winners, and I think that all of that together really represents the Springfield contingent very well.
And you're watching the Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade right here on the CW Springfield, courtesy of 22 News, and we've reached the division at Springfield. The division sponsor is MGM Springfield. And the parade marshal is Monsignor David Joyce. There he is. A native of Holyoke, a graduate of Holyoke High in Boston College, and a graduate of the American College Seminary in Belgium. Ordained at St. Michael's Cathedral in 1968, he has served in parishes throughout Springfield, Holyoke, Feeding Hills, and Westfield, and has served on a number of boards and committees. Enjoys spending time with his nieces and grandnephew. He retired in 2016 and enjoys spending time at Holy Name Parish in Springfield. That's the parade marshal, Monsignor David Joyce.
What'd she say?
Nobody from...
As I said, this is division the Springfield division, represented by and sponsored by, that is, MGM Springfield.
Continuing on with our award winners in Springfield, just passed was the John and Agnes Burke Award, Tom and Molly Sullivan with their son Cullen. And now we have the Mary Troy Appreciation Award, Paul Fainoff.
And Paul Fainoff is a very strong supporter of the parade committee, right?
He is, as the name suggests, he's owner of St. Pierre Fainoff Funeral Chapels. He's been very involved in numerous organizations throughout Massachusetts, but he's been a strong supporter of the Springfield Parade Committee, generously donating his limousine services to the Colleen and her court.
As a matter of fact, here is the St. Patrick's Parade Committee from Springfield, holding the banner and everyone marching along. They'll be followed by the Springfield Colleen Float, which is a tribute to Our Lady of Hope. The Colleen is Rose McCaffrey. She's an 18-year-old senior from Sabas International Charter School in Springfield. She's there along with her court.
Congratulations to them. And again, we have another award winner for this float. They won an honorable mention. Congratulations to them. Again, yet another beautiful float. And as you may remember, we had Monsignor Joyce that just passed by, who used to be at the Our Lady of Hope Church. And so again, this float with the Colleen sitting on is a tribute to that Our Lady of Hope, right in the Hungry Hill section of Springfield.
And speaking of another award winner, it's the Paul Caron Award winner, Bob the Bike Man. Bob Charlin and his kids are riding their bikes. Some of the bikes that Bob has generously fixed up and donated to kids all across western Massachusetts. You've heard a lot about Bob throughout the past couple of years, and he really has been a big difference in the lives of kids in western Massachusetts.
Good, you. And we're going to head on out to Barry Krieger. He's standing live with Bob Charland.
Bob, I saw about a dozen kids on bicycles, so I figured there must be Bob the Bike Man coming up, and how about that?
So we have all of our volunteers here and their kids riding the custom bikes that we make for typical kids. We also have some of our disabilities bikes with us today. And my whole entire volunteer team is riding in the parade. And we have a float behind us.
You're making adaptive bikes for children with disabilities?
Yep. We started that about 6 months ago. We made disability bike for people with cerebral palsy and other things like that.
You know, I understand that this started, you created this, you founded the Pedal Through Youth Foundation.
Yep.
And then what happened? It morphed into something more.
It turned into, we've done 16 schools and a little over 1,036 bikes we put out in less than 2 years.
Bob the Bike Man, happy St. Patrick's Day.
You also.
Bless you.
Good to see you.
Bob the Bike Man with Barry Krieger right there. He really has made a big difference. And there's the Pedal Through Youth Bike Show. And that honors Bob as a difference maker in 2019.
And there too, that float, the Bike Show float, is an honorable mention award winner as well. So congratulations.
And we have another marching band right here, the Narragansett High School Marching Band from Baldwinville, Massachusetts, presented by Sheriff Nick Kochi. They have 21 marchers, and they won the Best High School Marching Flag Corps in the 2018 parade, received silver at the State Marching Festival last fall. Let's take a listen.
So a quick shot there, the New England Donor Services, 10th year marching in the parade. Donate Life New England celebrates and honors those who gave the gift of life through organ and tissue donation, and those who have received life-saving organ transplants, providing hope to thousands of Americans waiting for their second chance at life.
And on your screen right now, Central High School Air Force Junior ROTC. They've been marching in this parade for the past 23 years. They currently have over 375 cadets. They're one of the top 5 units in the world for cadet enrollment. Their motto is developing citizens of character dedicated to serve their nation and community.
The cadets at Central High School have donated over 7,200 hours supporting projects at Shriners Hospital, the Soldiers' Home, food banks, and animal shelters. The Junior ROTC unit was nationally recognized by earning the National Distinguished Unit Award in 2013 through 2018.
Marching unit there, incredibly focused as they're marching through the throngs of people.
Oh, and we have some tricks going on too. Always fun to watch. And now coming down the street, we have Western Mass News. They're marching with the members of the Western Mass News team and also those behind the scenes.
Ray Herschel retired in April. He's still marching the parade. I guess old habits are hard to kill, and Ray Herschel's out there. Way to go, Ray.
Good to see him.
He's a member of the Western Massachusetts news community for 50 years. Started back in 1968 and just recently retired in this past April. Good to see Ray out there with the other members of the Western Mass News crew.
And you can see them giving each other hugs. You know, although we do compete against each other, it's a big family when you work in the TV industry.
That was Beth Ward giving Mike Hool a hug. 2 longtime workers.
Yep.
Now comes the Springfield Kilty Band, presented by the John Boyle O'Reilly Club. They were founded back in 1960, one of the oldest pipe bands in the country, led by drum major Bruce Harkness. Let's listen in.
We have the John Boyle O'Reilly Club Irish Person of the Year. This year the winner is John Jackie Kavanagh. Jackie and wife Marie live in Wilbraham. Chair of the Club Parade Committee for over 20 years and is a longtime member, retired from the Springfield school systems where he was a special education teacher.
Here we have the John Boyle O'Reilly Club float, the Irish pub. This is always a fan favorite year after year. They do a great job in promoting Irish culture of the John Boyle O'Reilly Club. But this is a fun float. Looks like they're having a good time in their old traditional Irish pub. As you can hear, traditional Irish music is being played.
What a fun idea for a float, right?
Absolutely.
No, I don't
Just another day hanging out at the bar.
And here we have the John Bull O'Reilly Club marching contingent led by its president, Eric Devine, who's marching with his wife, Jennifer, and his twin daughters, Erin and Alana. The club has over 800 members, a family-oriented club that was founded back in 1880. And they host yearly trips to Ireland. They offer step dancing classes. They have a number of athletic teams that play from there. And it's a great organization in Western Massachusetts.
Here comes the Black Rose School of Dance, owned by Bridget Barkham. Students compete all over New England. And those kids are dancing their way right through the parade.
So cute.
And this is the Springfield Police Department. Springfield, of course, right now led by Police Commissioner Cheryl Clapprood. And they have a large contingent here as well.
And there's Mayor Sarno. And there's Cheryl Clapprood. Marching together with the police department, all of the members.
Mayor Sarno marches every year with the police department. He's very proud of the men and women in blue, so he's a proud partner.
Whoa!
Having a great time.
Yes, they are.
Right here. Everybody cheering on the men and women in blue. And it looks like we also have the Springfield Fire Department. Marching with them is Springfield Fire Commissioner B.J. Calvey. And you can see some green on them as well. I can see a scarf.
No green mustaches yet.
No, not yet. Looks like we even have some retired firefighters marching along with the department this afternoon.
Even the retired fire department folks love the parade. Can't miss an opportunity to march.
Here comes The Amazing World of Dr. Seuss, presented by Springfield Museums. On that float, the Cat in the Hat, 3132. The Amazing World of Dr. Seuss celebrates, of course, Springfield native Theodore Geisel, also known as Dr. Seuss. The first and only museum dedicated to the beloved children's book author opened in Springfield in June of 2017 at the Springfield Museums.
And this is one of those museums that people really come from all over to see because everyone grows up reading Dr. Seuss. Big part of Western Massachusetts.
They did a wonderful job of building that museum. It's such a family, fun-oriented place to bring children and learn, and what a wonderful job that the Springfield Museums did in creating that beautiful museum.
And here comes the Avalon String Band, presented by MGM Springfield. Yet another string band from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Avalon String Band looks good, and we'll listen to them as they get ready to march past our viewing stand here.
Look at those colors. So much fun to watch. They're getting warmed up. It's coming.
The Avalon String Band from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Here come the Springfield Elks. Springfield Lodge of Elks, number 61. They've been marching in the parade for over 30 years. They have 50 members marching. The Elks' principles of charity, justice, and brotherly love and fidelity. And that also includes the Irish Elk of the Year, Cindy Bartels. She's the first female Irish elk in the history of the lodge. The Elks are very proud of Cindy. It's a very hardworking and dedicated elk.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone!
And you know, these people have been waiting, lined up, ready to go for quite some time now, so you have to give it to them.
I was thinking the same thing. It's a long time waiting in that parking lot to start marching, and so by this time of the parade, yeah.
They're excited.
We've all been there.
They're just ready to start moving.
Yeah.
And here we have members of the Lodge of Elks marching unit. They've been marching in our parade for over 30 years. We have about a good number of them marching. And here we have the Springfield Lodge, our grand prize winner float. As you can tell, it's called Peace and Luck, and it's the Springfield Elks Lodge 61 float.
This is incredible.
This float is in homage to the 1969 Woodstock Music Festival. This is incredible. Congratulations. This float is spectacular.
Yeah, it's a flower-powered VW bus in celebration of Woodstock 50 years ago. Wow. 3 days of peace and music way back when. The event ended one of the most tumultuous decades in the history of the United States. An estimated 500,000 people gathered peacefully on a dairy farm near Woodstock, New York on a weekend in August of 1969.
Appropriately are rocking their tie-dye shirts, their peace signs.
This is great. Are we listening to Aquarius, I believe, at this time? This is spectacular. Congratulations to them.
And it looks like we have the Massachusetts Drug Awareness Program trailer. State chairman is Kevin Hastings. The unit educates youth and parents with update materials about types and usage of drugs, the dangers and effects on users. They also work with other states and the Grand Lodge of Elks.
This is the Massachusetts Drug Awareness Program trailer. Kevin Hastings is the state chairman. And this unit educates youth and parents and updates materials about types and usage of drugs and dangers and effects on users. They work with other states and the Grand Lodge of Elks. It's part of the Elks Drug Awareness Program.
And we see another banner. We are moving on to another division, the division of West Springfield. The sponsor is the United Bank Foundation.
We're up to West Side now. West Springfield joins the club. And the West Springfield High School Marching Band is presented by Red's Towing. The director is Nathan Holzowski. There's 55 members. And the Terriers will be attending the Heritage Music Festivals in Washington, D.C. in April. But right now, they're here to play for you in Holyoke.
They're sounding great, playing the Dropkick Murphys, I'm Shipping Up to Boston.
The Marching Terriers. And here comes the town marshal from West Springfield, Al Howard. Longtime Parks and Rec commissioner, has been volunteering for the department for over 46 years. And a founding member of Friends of Park and Recreation, volunteers that do rehab and maintenance on parks and facilities. He's with his wife Cheryl, and they enjoy watching their grandchildren and great-grandchildren now.
He also loves wearing flannel shirts.
Love to see if he's wearing a green one today.
Here comes the Ray DeStefano Citizenship Award. The president is Rob Dixon. There's approximately 23 members of the West Springfield Youth Sports Association.
The association does great work in the West Side community and beyond. They raise money for West Side Youth Sports. They also support the Special Olympics teams with equipment and transportation to many of their events. And they've donated over $500,000 to youth sports in the town of West Side, so congratulations to them.
The Old Mitnick Award is presented to Sorrento Pizza. Nick Albano and his wife started the pizza shop back in 1978 and have been supporting the town ever since. Nick is now retired, and his son Patsy and family run the business. The Jinx Powers Award winner is Joan Patton. She's a longtime a parade committee member, that is, with her husband Dan, who passed away a couple of years ago. She held many positions on the committee, including chair of the Sunshine Club, and she's marching with her children and grandchildren.
It looks like we also have the West Springfield St. Patrick's Committee. We have another float as well, the West Springfield Colleen Float, Emma's Memorial Garden. This is presented by the Eastern States Exposition.
And here we do have another winner. We have the Emma's Memorial Garden was honored with first prize Irish theme. Congratulations to them. And sitting atop there is our Colleen from West Springfield, Kira Ann Bowler. And in her court is her twin sister, Emma Bowler, Krista O'Brien, Olivia Dwyer, and Megan McCaffrey. Hope you girls are having a great day. You look beautiful up there. And this float was also, similar to Holyoke, a drawing submitted by a middle school student, Emma Triba. And this float is in memory of two parade marshals that have passed away in the town of West Springfield, Gerald O'Connor and Gerald Begley. What a beautiful tribute to them and to the Colleens and the city and town of West Springfield.
That Grand Colleen has her pageant wave down.
She does. That is stunning.
And how fun that her twin sister is right there with her.
Absolutely.
You know?
And here comes the West Springfield 2019 Senior Colleen. That's Carol Duffy.
Carol is marching along with her family today. We're now looking at the Special Olympics. Marching today are 3 to 4 teams of athletes from basketball, softball, flag football, and cheering that compete in the Special Olympics of Massachusetts State Games. They've been marching in this parade for the past 5 years.
Some of them have some medals there, so congratulations to those athletes.
You have to cheer that crowd on, right?
And here comes some of West Springfield's politicians, including State Senator James Welch, State Representative Mike Finn, and the Mayor of West Springfield, Will Reichelt.
And there's the Mayor.
They look like they're having a great time. They've got some fans out there.
Mayor Reichelt is marching with Joyce and Chris Reichelt. And the mayor, of course, was previously the town's attorney before he was elected mayor in 2016.
Here comes the Irish Cultural Center of West Springfield, also marching with members of the Springfield Rifles Rugby Club. The ICC is their home field.
Folks haven't had a chance to go visit the Irish Cultural Center and their Trinity Pub there. It is great food, a great ambiance, great experience, so I highly recommend it.
You know, I actually drove by it for the first time the other day, and I was thinking, what is this gorgeous building? And then, yeah.
They've done a beautiful and phenomenal job of transforming the old West Springfield Elks into this beautiful Irish pub.
And there's the Rugby Football Club.
They're having some fun there.
We have the Quabog Highlanders Pipes and Drums from Munson. This is presented by Laurel Pure.
Our Citizenship Award recipient. Has been in our parade for a good number of years, and they've won first place for overall best pipe band in our parade and others as well.
They played on the stage with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Here comes the West Springfield Police Department, their interim chief, Robert Duffy. Also marching is the retired police detective and 2015 Marshal Bobby Collins.
And right behind him is the police department marching unit. You'll note that they're all wearing a round lapel pin, and that is in honor of West Springfield Police Staff Sergeant Gerald Connor. Jerry was the guiding light for the parade contingent. Unfortunately, he passed away in the fall after a brief illness. Jerry's son, Police Captain Paul Connor, is also marching with them, and they're wearing that lapel in honor of him.
We're going to take a quick break to hear from our sponsors, Mount Marie and Holyoke Medical Center.
Nestled in the beauty of the Pioneer Valley and rooted in 350 years of service to the community, the legacy of compassionate care continues with Mount Marie Rehabilitation and Healthcare Center, bringing a whole new level of healthcare to Hampton County. You'll work with highly trained healthcare professionals that offer a wide variety of care. Enhance your comfort, increase your strength, and infuse your spirit at Mount Marie Rehabilitation and Healthcare Center.
We are looking at Shriners Hospital for Children.
And this would be Division K, so it's time for the Shriners. The division sponsor is Westfield Bank, and the Melhouse Shriners, of course. You know about them and the great work they do at Shriners Hospital. They have a large contingent here. And David Butterfield, the past potentate of the Shriners back in 2015, is joining us for our coverage right now. David, nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I would just like to mention that this is our Rainbow Girls that are parading through right now. They're a youth organization for girls between 11 and the age of 18. And they normally transition right up into our ladies groups.
And David, tell us a little bit about what the Melhouse Shriners is all about, what you guys do for Western Massachusetts.
Well, the Melhouse Shriners' basic goal is we support the Shriners Hospitals for Children in Springfield. And through our parades and various events that we do and fundraisers, a lot of our monies go to the support of the Shriners Hospitals, but we also have to support ourselves. And that allows us to keep doing the good work for the hospitals and also within the community.
And you've been part of this parade for quite some time now, right?
Well, I've been parading. This will be my 15th year. And I hope that I continue on for another 30 or so, at least.
And the Shriners are historically are the traditional end of the parade, right? So
yes,
you have a large contingent.
There was one year that they moved us up in the parade, and then the crowd left thinking that the parade was over.
So we know when we see the Shriners, it's getting close.
And these are our two ladies groups that are coming up right now. This is the Daughters of the Nile, led by Queen Judy Davis. They also have a clown unit in their own division. And coming up shortly, we have the Ladies Oriental Shrine of North America and their clown unit. Helmet Court number 64. And my wife is right there at the end in that cowboy outfit.
I love it.
Cute.
They have a great time, the ladies groups, and it used to be that you had to be associated with a Shriner, but now they've released that requirement. So any of the ladies that would like to come out and be a part of it, please reach out to them.
Haley, tell us about the Shriners and how great the tradition is here for the Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade.
Well, it wouldn't be a Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade with the Shriners, closing out the parade. I mean, all the little children, young and old, just adore seeing the children, seeing the Shriners and the clowns and their fun cars and their motorcycles, and it's synonymous with the Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade. So we thank the Melhouse Shriners each and every year for closing out our parade and just bringing so much joy to the people throughout the city of Holyoke.
Our contingent is led by our parade marshal, Matt Herman.
At this time, we'd also like to honor our parade committee members who have passed away in the past year, and they're up on the screen now. So these parade committee members are gone, but never forgotten. So thank you for your years of service in being parade committee members, and we'd like to thank them and their families.
I love it how you still see people on the sides of the road sticking around until the very end of the parade, staying to watch the Melha Shriners and all of the good that they spread throughout Western Massachusetts.
Next we have our military band, led by President, is he up there? Mike Robinson. And our illustrious potentate for this year is illustrious Dan Smith.
Looks like the Highlanders band is about to approach. David, tell us about that one shot we saw, though, of the car there with the Shriners Hospital.
Well, the car there is had our mascot on it, Fezzy the Bear, and that's a replica that our director staff made. That's an exact replica of our Shrine Hospital in Springfield.
So, yeah. This is the Highlanders band.
Our Highlanders this year are led by Chief Mark Mueller, and they're a traditional Highlander band, as many of the Kilty bands that have gone by. And if you could hear them, they're absolutely fantastic. They put on a great performance last night at the Shrine Center.
At this time, we would like to recognize and thank a number of people for helping us to put this annual St. Patrick's Day Parade. They include our mayor, Alex Morse, the Holyoke Police and Fire Department and Water Department, the Deep Department of Public Works, Current Construction that helped to move some of the snow that may have been in some of the parking lots. So thank you very much for all your help in continuing to get this parade down the street.
Here we see our Melha Riders, and I'd just like to mention that the Melha Riders, through their annual hospital ride, have raised over $500,000 for the Shriners Hospitals for Children.
And as you know, when we see the Shriners at the end here, that means it's time to say goodbye. And we really appreciate you joining us today to help bring you the 68th annual Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade. It's a beautiful day in Holyoke. It means spring is right around the corner, and it's our proud service to bring that to you today.
From all of us here at 22 News and the CW Springfield, thank you again. Thank you to David and the Melha Shriners for being with us, and thank you to Haley as well for helping us out here. For now, I'm Tamara Sakarzik with Rich Tedimer, and we hope you have a fantastic afternoon. Happy St. Patrick's Day.